Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you've all seen time travel dramas. Life was full of wonders. What kind of madness was this? It was an absurd era that would blow your mind. It's no accident you got this video. If you watch until the end, there might be surprises. You can leave a comment saying, if you can light up this row of lights easily, you will have smooth success in the future. Everyone just relieved themselves in the open. On street corners, by rivers, anywhere. Nobles had toilet men who carried back baskets and urinals, wearing long robes, ready to help lords relieve themselves on the spot. But they weren't the kind. These toilet attendants were famous for charging outrageous fees at the most critical moments. Nobles often had no choice but to pay. Let's just say, it is unbelievable, but you must have a heart of all. This 1,000-year medieval period is now seen as Europe's darkest chapter, full of absurdity, ignorance, and helplessness. During the day, you might manage in the streets, but what about at night? They built floating toilets with holes that dumped waste into moats or onto the ground. Funny, but helpless. Europeans of the time even hated bathing. Ancient Rome had luxurious bathhouses, and people bathed often. To cover body odor, they invented high heels, carried flowers, invented perfume, and wore wide-brimmed hats. Their flowing garments weren't for fashion, they were for quick bathroom breaks. But in the Middle Ages, they stopped. The church preached that cleansing the body was a sin. People even took pride in not bathing. Over time, these moats became overloaded with filth and even animal carcasses. Every river turned into something like the modern Ganges, terrifyingly filthy. Even the Palace of Versailles, despite its grandeur, stank like a septic tank. You can't hold it until you die. Europeans had wooden barrels in every house. After using them, they poured the contents out the window, but had to shout 3 times to warn. Rivers were used as sewers. Those living upstream had clean homes, but those downstream suffered. If I gave you a chance to cross over, would you dare to go to medieval Europe? Don't rush to say yes. It is a place where monarchs give themselves enemas in front of their ministers and gargle with urine. Royal ladies live with bugs on their heads. Rewind to old London. Not bustling or clean, but one huge outdoor toilet. As you stroll, enjoying the scenery, something splashes from above. It's full of You want to scream, but beneath your feet is thick manure and mud. The surrounding stench makes it hard to open your eyes. You can only squeeze your nose and run away. The scene is chaotic beyond imagination. London was like a giant open cesspool. Walking down the street, you could be hit by angels at any time. The smell just made you dizzy. Nobles going to the toilet had to be careful of toilet attendants sitting on the floor starting to haggle. People didn't like bathing. Follow me for more excitement. Today, we're talking about a super magical moment in history. Medieval Europe. This era was very different from the elegant image we often imagine. It was a ridiculous and bizarre farce. Imagine time traveling, and when you open your eyes, you're confused by the scene in front of you. The king, who should be majestic, is getting an enema in front of his ministers. After that, he gargles with urine. The ministers weren't even surprised, but if this happened today, it'd be viral instantly. Royal ladies, although glamorous on the surface, had bugs crawling on their heads. Servants relieved themselves casually nearby. It was chaotic. Why? Because infrastructure in medieval Europe was terrible. There were almost no sewers or public toilets. If you traveled to this period, remember to agree on a price first. Palace nobles, though more refined, still had strange habits. King Louis would move to the Louvre when Versailles got too dirty, and vice versa. Like a relay race, King Louis XIV only bathed 7 times in his life. King James of England never bathed at all. Only after the Black Death killed millions did they start to realize the importance of hygiene.